You know that specific anxiety when you walk into a restaurant to meet
Oh,
friends?
yeah, definitely.
It's not really about the food, is it? It's more of a performance. Like
Yeah.
you're worrying about the flow of conversation, especially, and this is key, if you're speaking a second language.
Right. I mean, it really is a high pressure situation that's just disguised as fun.
Exactly.
Uh,
And that is why today, for our deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at Simon Chat, specifically their guide called Real English for Dining with Friends.
Yeah. And on the surface, this looks like a standard language guide.
But looking closer, isn't this actually just a manual for social skills?
That is the perfect way to see it, yeah. The mission here is to learn the vocabulary, of course. But the deeper insight is about making things smooth and, reducing social friction.
Right, by using slow and simple words.
Exactly. Simon and Mia, the creators, they really advocate for simple, stripped back language. So, in that spirit, we are going to keep our own analysis today very clear and direct.
I really like that plan. Real quick, though, before we get into the mechanics of the meal, the source makes a great point about the business of conversation. Just like they ask for engagement to keep their channel alive, if you enjoyed this deep dive, take a second to hit subscribe.
Yeah, it actually helps us keep the lights on. It's kind of the digital way of tipping your server.
Right, exactly. Okay, so let's start the timeline. The arrival.
Yeah.
You walk in. The source actually calls this the warm-up.
Yeah, they suggest two really specific moves right out of the gate, saying, "Sorry I'm late and good to see you."
Now, the sorry I'm late suggestion is interesting to me. I mean, even if you aren't really that late,
Admitting a small fault right away immediately lowers the tension. It just makes you human.
it clears the air. But then they suggest giving a command like, come sit, which to me sounds a little, I don't know, strong.
Maybe in a formal meeting it would be. But among friends, it completely cuts through the confusion. You aren't asking, "Would you like to sit here?" You're taking charge so your friend can just relax. Ah, so it stops that awkward dance of "where do I stand?" You lead so they can follow.
Exactly. And now you're at the table. It's time for the menu dance.
Hmm.
This is usually where the silence gets a bit weird.
Which is why the source really emphasizes asking the question, "What looks good to you?"
Right.
It sounds so basic, but you're actually asking them to help make the decision.
Yeah, it invites an opinion without any stress. And then when you're talking about the food, they focus on the word tasty.
Tasty.
Yeah, it's just a really simple synonym for delicious. But the real social power move they talk about here is the suggestion, should we share fries?
Because, I mean, who says no to fries?
Well, sure.
Hmm.
But socially, sharing food breaks down walls. It changes the meal from two separate people eating parallel meals to a shared group experience.
It's a bonding ritual.
Precisely. But what if you're just totally paralyzed by the menu?
Oh, they offer a great simple phrase for that. "I think I'll get the chicken sandwich." Notice the "I think" part.
Right, it shows you have a plan, but you're flexible. Exactly, you might change your mind. It just keeps the conversation open. So, okay, we have ordered. Now comes the waiting game. There's no food yet. How do we keep the energy up?
Simon and Mia call this the ping pong method.
The ping pong method.
Right, it's based on reciprocity, giving and taking. Like, I serve a question, "How was your week?" You answer, and then you must return the serve by saying, "How about you?"
Oh, so it stops the conversation from turning into a one-sided interview.
Yes. If one person stops asking, "How about you?" the game just ends. And then when the food finally comes, the reaction is pretty standard, right?
Right, like this looks amazing or enjoy your meal, keeping it positive. Let's fast forward to the end of the meal, though. The check arrives. Historically, this is the most awkward 30 seconds of dining.
Oh, absolutely. The source offers two distinct paths here. The fair path is just, let's split the bill, clean, equal, the deal is done.
Versus the investment path.
Right, saying, "Next time, my treat."
I love that framing. You aren't just paying for dinner. You're actually buying a promise that you're going to hang out again.
It implies a future. It turns a standard money transaction into a real friendship moment.
That's great. And speaking of engagement loops, the source actually asks their listeners to comment on their favorite foods. I want to flip that to you, the listener.
Yeah, what is your go-to phrase to save an awkward dinner conversation?
Hit subscribe to the deep dives and leave it in the comments. We actually do read them.
But we really do.
So looking at this guide from Simon Chat, the big takeaway seems to be that we overcomplicate social interaction. We think we need big words, but we really just need clear, simple signals like come sit or let's share.
It raises a pretty big question, though, doesn't it? In a loud, busy restaurant, does the feeling of connection really come from the specific words we choose?
Or does it come simply from the ancient act of breaking bread together? Is it the vocabulary, or is it just the fries?
That is definitely something to think about.
It really is. Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive, everyone.